Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 495. My name is Chris Ferricchio, and I am here with Jason A. Stryker.
Yo, hello.
And Jeff Chorney.
What up, everyone?
And we got a little bit of a show for you.
Just a little show.
Yeah.
But it's been a little over a week. We're recording a little later than normal. But
sorry.
See how things are going. Jeff, what's up, man? How are you? How are things going?
Doing okay. I had a pretty chill weekend. Wasn't up to too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else in the world, I got scammed into watching that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
I didn't watch it.
What a scam.
I didn't watch it.
I feel duped.
Luckily, it was like just on Netflix, so you don't pay actual money. But like they did was a scam. It was just a way for them to monetarily get a shit ton richer. Mike Tyson literally,
regardless of the outcome, like they didn't need to do that fight. Like, granted, Jake Paul, like he idolizes Tyson or whatever, and like it was a dream fight for him. But like at 60 years old, is that how you want to do that?
Exactly.
Like, oh Jesus Christ!
Tyson made $20 million. His net worth is only $10 million before the fight, so he doubled his net worth, or went up by fucking 100 or 200%.
That doesn't seem like much, like for having like a weed empire and stuff.
Yeah, not an empire, that's relatively new, I guess, because he was broke ass. Like he lost pretty much all of his money. I know he was bankrupt for a bit, and then the weed stuff I think was the last I want to say like 7 years or so. So I could be wrong in terms of the length, but he literally fucking got $20 million for standing there basically for 8 rounds.
Did you see the interview where he kissed the guy in the cheek and then turned around? Are you serious?
I don't think I saw that.
It's the best thing. Look this up if you can. Okay. So this guy was interviewing Tyson in the locker room or whatever.
The butt cheeks.
The butt cheeks. Yes.
I saw that. Yes.
What?
Definitely saw that. It was his son. His son was interviewing him.
He turned to kiss his son or whatever. Kissed his son on the cheek and then walked away from the camera. But as it turned out, he was wearing like assless fucking like a shorts or whatever.
Yeah. His ass was just hanging out.
His ass was hanging out.
Yeah.
And it was on live TV. It was great.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
I'm so glad I didn't watch it. I'm so glad I didn't watch it.
That was worth it right there.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
The price of Netflix.
Get a laugh.
How much was Netflix? Did they just stream it? It wasn't any additional cost.
Streamed.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, I guess that's good. It's good they didn't do like a pay-per-view bullshit.
They had a lot of problems, especially in the States. It was like buffering a lot, so a lot of people missed it. It was fine here. Well, some people here were complaining about it too, but we had no problem. Like Tanya and I think it buffered once for like a minute during the fight before. Then it was fine.
It was fine up until the actual fight for me. So like once it started going on, then it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It fucked up.
Tyson is 58.
58
years old.
Like, honestly, after the second round, I was glad it was rigged because like he was not. I was afraid for his fucking life if it was real. I was like, Jake Paul could have knocked him out probably in the second or maybe even the first round. But yeah, it was. He
came out kind of fighting, but he got winded real quick.
Yeah, and then he didn't throw any punches.
And that's the thing. It's like
you're 16.
At 58, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Like, there's a reason a lot of people
like a lot of fighters stop fighting before they're 30. This dude's twice that age. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I guess Tyson like came out and said like later on he was having health issues like 6 months or so prior. Like he's kind of lucky to even
be alive,
standing after this. He had like a weird blood clots or some shit. I don't know. Like he should not have been doing this. But at the same time, $20 million. It was supposed
to be in June. Then they backed out because they didn't say why. They knew it was like probably a health reason, and I think people thought it was his back or something. But turns out no, he had like something to do with his blood. He had to get like blood transfusions and shit, and so he should not have. But I mean, $20 million. They definitely did the bare minimum. But
the bare ass minimum.
The bare ass minimum. Exactly. That's pretty much it.
Still glad I didn't see it. Still glad I didn't see it.
It was great.
Jason, what about you, man? What's up?
I don't know, dude. Thanksgiving's coming up.
You guys do anything?
Yeah, eating some food. We've got the in-laws coming next week.
Okay.
They're coming on Sunday next week. Yeah, and then staying through the week, I guess. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Good stuff.
We went to Second and Charles today. You know what that is?
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a second-hand haven, I guess. Where you bring in
for
things
all things like nerd and geek and like everything.
Media, like whatever. They've got toys, they've got video games, they've got books and stuff. And I brought a bunch of books that I had like doubles of, and they gave me worse than GameStop prices. It was
wow,
so bad. Like these were actually brand new books. I mean, granted, they're not going to sell them as brand new. They're going to sell them as used or whatever. But these were like $35 to $40 brand new. And they gave me $10 for 3 of them. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
Oh, jeez. But like they were so big and bulky. I was like, I didn't even want to carry them out. So I'm like, give me the $10. So I gave it to Griffin and he got a toy. But yeah, that's I was hoping for more stuff. Like they didn't have much of like a video section. Like I'm used to them having like a bigger section, and like what they did have, it was like 95% just regular ass DVDs, like not even Blu-ray. So no 4K there whatsoever. But I was expecting a little bit more, but no, that was picked clean.
Which one did you go to?
The one in Kennesaw or whatever, I think. One over by me.
Because there's one right up the street from my office, and I still have not been there. So
maybe you don't need to go. Maybe you don't need to go.
Maybe Alpharetta has higher tier stuff. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or you can go to the one Jason went to and buy his books for $30.
Yeah. No, as it turns out, like I saw those books on the shelf, and there were like probably 20 to 30 of those books.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that makes sense. And that's, I used to be in that space, right? And the more you have on the shelf, the less it is. So
I get
just got to put up with it.
Yeah, I get it. I just, it still sucks.
It's a bit deflating. Yeah,
it is.
I was just hoping to get more to give to Griffin or whatever. So, or to get me like one fucking movie or something, but no. Mm-hmm. He found out the nature of like price inflation on things that are like in high demand, I guess. So it's like he found some like blind box Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, and he's like, oh yes, and it's like $18 or something for one of these things that would normally be like $10. It's ridiculous, but yeah, he learned lessons.
This is how supply and demand works.
Yeah. Lessons were learned, I guess. Yeah, I had him pay for his own stuff, but then I gave his money back to him afterwards. So because he bought his mother something, which was cool. Okay. Yeah, he found a little like
that's a good kid right there, man. That's a good kid.
Yeah. He found a little plushie for her. Nice. And gave it to her right away. So
awesome.
I'm like, I'll give you the money for that for sure. Other than that, I don't know, dude. Hanging in there. How about you, Chris?
Not a ton. Work is super busy, but it's at that time of the year where I've taken all of my leftover vacation days and just spread them out from now until the end of the year. So I pretty much have 3-day work weeks from now until the end of the year.
That's great.
So that's nice. I'm still considering myself like air quotes on call because I got 2 projects going on, so I got to make sure that the teams are doing okay. But other than that, it's it's nice. I'm going to be able to get a lot more game time in over the next couple of months, so that's good. But yeah, that's about it. So speaking of game time, let's talk some games.
Okay,
what do you guys got?
Anything new?
I have one thing new. I can talk about something new.
Talk to me new.
Talk to you about something new. I didn't play a ton of it, but I got together with my buddy Jerry and his wife Heidi, and we played Phasmophobia.
Oh yeah,
you guys heard of this game? So
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it, but
it's very popular.
It didn't really seem like my thing. And we went out and so just to kind of paint the picture. Jerry and Heidi and our family have known each other since like my son is 14, their oldest daughter is 13. We've known them since she was pregnant with their oldest daughter. So our kids grew up together. They live in the same neighborhood, so we see each other a lot and that kind of thing. But we were out with him and our neighbor. We were doing Pokemon Go at the mall because that's a thing. And he starts talking to us about Phasmophobia. I'm like, it really doesn't seem like my thing. He says, just trust me on this. You're going to like it. So I ended up picking it up. It's only like $20. It's available in VR. No.
I would never play that in VR.
No. I might at one point, but I certainly not out of the gate. But the game, so to give everyone kind of an idea, is that you're I don't even know what to call you. You're not
ghost hunter.
You're not like a Ghostbuster. You're a ghost
investigator.
Investigator. There you go. It's a ghost investigator. You go to but you're not actually trying to capture the ghost. You're just trying to discover.
You're not a Ghostbuster, but you are hunting ghosts. That's kind of the terminology. That's
that's fair.
Yeah, you also shows like the Ghost Hunter shows.
Yes,
they try to determine what it is, like what it could be. That's
and that's what it is. They're just trying to determine what type of phantom it is, and so you go into and they've got you start out in this like little tutorial house. Don't play the game if you have a phobia. Don't play it. But you grab you have like your truck and you show up in your truck and you've got all your instruments on the wall, and you can grab all you can carry 3 or 4 instruments with you at one time. And the instruments are things like a thermometer. That's probably the most important one. And then there's like a motion detector. And
how do you check the temperature of a ghost? Rectally
you're checking. No, it's
underneath the
temperature of the air in the room, guys. Because the way the game works is that if you're trying to find if you're trying to find where the ghost is settling spots, in the house, and and you look for their cold spot. That's right.
Okay.
So once you find the cold room, you can. There's other instruments like there's motion detectors, and there's I don't even know. There's one particular thing that it makes like this really annoying sound, and it pisses the ghost off. So you can confirm that it's there by making this
ghost.
Right, exactly. And there's like this this device that shoots lasers at the wall, and so and it's like they called it dots, but you see all the dots on the wall, and if the ghost moves across it, you can see like its figure in the lasers, and things like that. Motion detectors, and then there's as you're searching the house. It's you try to play with in-game chat, because the in-game chat actually
it's proximity,
it
right?
Modifies its proximity, right? So it modifies your voice based on where you are in respect to the other members of the team. But there is like there's like a radio button too, so you can contact them by radio as well. Cool. And what's the ghost hears you too, and one of the things that they said happens is that if you say their name too many times, it pisses them off, and like it tells you what their name is when you're going into the house. But it's cool. Like we didn't get so one of the things that can happen is that if your anxiety goes up too much, then it's essentially a mental health meter essentially.
Mine is always.
But if it goes too low, then the ghost will recognize that and hunt you.
Fuck.
Like the front door will slam shut and you have to find a hiding place.
No, I'm not playing this shit.
But that didn't happen to us. We played like 4 rounds and it never got down that low. But we only played like the tutorial house, which is rather small. So there's not as much to check. And then we played like the next one up, which is like a farmhouse. It's like you're trying to determine which instruments are effective, trying to find out which ghost is in the house. And you basically, as you you got a journal, and as you say, yeah, it's below zero, like the temperature is below zero. It's always going to be cold, but if it's below zero, you circle that. If it shows up on like the laser dots, you can circle that. It does ghost writing. You can put a pad in the room, and if you come back and there's writing on it, then you circle that. And as you determine like things that that the ghost is interacting with, it narrows down which ghost it is. And if you can figure out 3 or 4 of the interactions, it narrows down what ghost it is, and you know what it is. But that's it. Like it's not a very complicated game. You go in and you've got some objectives. The more objectives you complete, the more money you get at the end. So you can buy better gear. And then there's like cursed items, and if you pick up the cursed items, like the ghost gets pissed off. I didn't see this happen, but we walked into one of the rooms in one of the tutorials. In the tutorial house, and it was there's a Ouija board, and apparently if you interact with the Ouija board, it will ask you if you want to play hide and seek, and then it instantly will hunt you. So if you say yes, it will instantly hunt you. It's like nope, not doing that.
No,
but yeah, we didn't run into any hunts or anything. So the game wasn't scary. But it was stressful. It was anxiety. There was a sense of anxiety.
That's almost
to it.
worse.
It's like,
actually,
yeah, it kind of is, and it's like you're walking into the room that the fucking ghost is in, and you're doing things in that room to try and get them to come out, and like sometimes you have to take a picture of the ghost, and there's like different objectives, and it's a really interesting game. So
when you get it, does the ghost come out and be like, "Yeah, guys, you got me"? Like, I'm a phantom. Good job. My name's Gary. How you guys doing? Cool. See you in the next level.
Comes out and shakes your hand. Yeah, that's what happens.
You graduated to the scary mansion level. Yay!
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the houses get much bigger, and the ghosts get more aggressive and things like that. So, still pretty early. I only played it for like about 2 hours. But I do want to play it again. It was fun.
Yeah. Eddie's been playing. I've seen him play it a lot. I messaged him yesterday and I was like, "Hey, you liking that?"
Kusanagi?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. The honorable man. So yeah, he recommended it. So he said it's pretty fun. I might check it out. Well, it's on early access, right? On console.
Yeah.
Like preview. Yeah. Is it still preview on PC?
It is.
Or is it full? Oh, okay.
Early access still.
It's cross-platform too. So whatever you end up picking it up on, let me know, and we could probably jump in. Yeah, because like they were playing with Heidi's brother, and he's on PC, and we were playing on PS5. So
can you mix and match like VR and regular people, or?
I think so. But I'm not 100% sure because I still haven't used my VR since my controller broke. So
okay.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it would be that much of a problem, right? Like,
no.
Okay.
Like if you see the way the game is represented, like even without VR, it very much looks like it would work both ways.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, let me know if you guys pick it up. I'll play with you guys.
No, I can safely say no. I'm good. Thanks, though.
Nice.
Appreciate the update, Chris.
Anything else new? What do you guys got?
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I've been playing a couple of remasters. We talked about the Red Dead Redemption remaster a little while ago, and if it
remaster,
they changed a couple figures in the INDI file.
It's not really a remaster now.
I mean,
it's just the higher resolution.
Up-res? Okay.
I'll be honest, it looks fucking good.
It does look good.
It looks great.
I mean, Red Dead Redemption didn't look bad in the first place, right?
Yeah, it didn't. But it's higher res, the higher frame rate. Everything's just kind of smoothed out, I guess. And it's got the Undead Nightmare included with it.
Okay, that's cool.
It's a package, but it's an expensive. It's an expensive package. I think it's $50 on PC. That's what I got it on. But I mean, it's a hell of a game. I'll say that.
I love the first Red. I like both of them, but the first one's really good.
But it is super hard to justify, especially if you've already got it, I guess, like available in like a digital format. Like you can just kind of do it via backwards compatibility, I guess.
If you could do that if you have it on Xbox. Yeah, that's why
on Xbox, right?
Xbox. They didn't even bother with the update. They were just because it's literally that's all they did. They took the port of the backwards, like that version, and put it on everything else.
Yeah, I have that as well, and I booted that up before trying the PC version, and it was startling. it was a big difference as far as I could tell. So,
well, frame rate is 60 on PC. The resolution's the same.
Okay, I don't know. It looked cleaner. Looks higher res to me, but maybe that's just my eyes. My old man.
I just
hating eyes.
Just go by the Digital Foundry, man. I don't pixel count.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
So yeah, that there's that. I can't say that I recommend it just because it's not much different, but it just looks real good. But you know what? There's another Rockstar game, the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, the definitive edition. Do you guys remember that? Like a year or two ago that came out, and it was just busted as fuck. Apparently it's fixed now, I guess. I downloaded it again on Xbox, and holy shit, it runs at a nice clip.
Really?
The resolution, they fixed it. Yeah, it turns out, like a week or two ago, they released like a stealth patch or something like that. That like added some new lighting modes and shit that were available on like the mobile version. So that they spruced it up, but like it's still only like bare bones what should have been done in the first place, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
So that's saying something, I guess, but at the same time, like, they some of the textures are updated. It's like, I played Vice City, and the main character, like, you can tell that he has a face now as opposed to like a couple of big smudge marks where his eyes and mouth were. So yeah, you can actually see what he looks like as opposed to the shit that they've released before. My God, it was bad. But no, that it seems to be okay now. That seems great, right?
That's good.
That's good. Those games are good.
I feel like you're waiting to throw a curveball here.
No.
Okay,
Seems pretty all right. Nice. And the last remaster that I tried out, because I heard that they had fixed it, was the Metal Gear Solid, the Master Collection. Is that right?
The volume 1 or whatever that came out.
Yeah. So that's got Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and then Metal Gear 1 and 2. I don't think
no Peace Walker.
No, I don't think it has Peace Walker. But I got it on a PC and immediately refunded it because there were like no fucking PC options. Once again,
zero.
That it was really, really bad. I can't believe how bad it was. So I don't know if the update got pushed to PC just yet, but
what did they update on it? Or like
resolution modes? Okay. Like they added a bunch of, and I couldn't find a way to change these modes on the PC versions. That's why I don't think that it was updated through there. Yeah, but I guess on the console versions they pushed through like a 4K mode and stuff like that.
Did they update it to 60 frames? That was one of the big things, that it was still running at 30.
That's what I wanted to see, and obviously it wasn't on the PC. But and every article that I read didn't mention the 60 frames per second, so I wonder if they actually did or not. But that was something that I really wanted.
It's like unacceptable on these. Like that's the bare minimum. Like the newest game in that collection came out on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Like,
three.
I guess 3 would have been.
It's frustrating and really just disappointing that something that they're just trying to make a cash grab on, they can't even put in the bare minimum amount of effort. So that's frustrating. But other than that, I've been fucking around with Monster Hunter again. I'm back on my fucking bullshit. Of course, because
which one? Rise?
Rise.
I go back and forth between World and Rise. I'm jumping around different versions and stuff and platforms. I'm just like, whatever's in front of me, I'll just play it. And I'm trying different weapons and stuff. And Just yeah, I need to be surrounded by Monster Hunter stuff right now because I miss Wilds so much. I really, really do. Like I was watching a ton of videos after the beta ended, and I'm just like, oh man, I miss this. I really want to play so bad. So yeah, I've been trying out some new weapons and stuff. Yeah, February, right? Yeah, February 28th.
Hopefully, games aren't $100 by then.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully, the world's around by then.
Yeah, I've already pre-ordered, so like I got it. So,
oh yeah, I should probably do that.
There you go.
Let's see.
That's about it for me. Yeah, Monster Hunters and the remasters. Weird.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you got?
Decent. Still kicking it with Dragon Age.
Yeah.
All right. I got quite a bit more to say about that game, actually. It went from like a good game that I was enjoying to this will possibly crack my top 5 games of the year, I think.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm really liking it. A couple things I want to clarify from last week because I just didn't play enough. One, that problem with the puzzles I was saying, how they immediately tell you how to do a puzzle. It seems like that was only for like the first time or second time maybe that you do a specific type of mechanic, and then it doesn't do that again. It seems like it'll do it in like vague instances, here and there, but for the most part they don't really do it. I don't know if they patched it. I don't believe they did, because a lot of the puzzles you find just kind of organically going around the world, they don't really speak up. Like they might say, hey, we need to get over there, but then you got to figure out how to get over there instead of them literally being like, oh, take that thing and put it over there. Because
you got to build a contraption and put the Korok in there and just fire him over.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
It's awesome. Yeah, you got to figure that out yourself, or put a jetpack on it and send it its way. So that was kind of cool. The writing is honestly not even. It's so overblown, man. In every aspect of the people who say it's terrible and whatever, it's not. It's better than, it's above average for sure. It's just not going to compare to something like Baldur's Gate or like Metaphor, but those are like the cream of the crop, like that's such a high fucking standard and a high bar. Hardly any game is going to have that. Like it's better writing than most games. There are some cringe moments, of course there are. And there's one character specifically that when she speaks most of the time kind of like cringy, because she kind of comes off as like a like I don't know, like a young teenager, but very naive and very like acting more like a toddler, I guess. Not in the way she asks like immature, just like the way she asks questions and stuff. And it's not all the time. It's just here. It's Bolera for anyone asking who's listening or whatever. But that she's the only one that I've really like kind of winced multiple times at when she speaks, and she's not even the one that's like the character that a certain side is complaining about, because that character's awesome. I think she's fucking hilarious. Or they're hilarious. They're like, there's so many one-liners that they crack, and I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, the combat has not gotten old. Whereas a lot of people are saying, oh, once you play like for 5 hours, you've pretty much done the whole combat, and that's not true. At least for me, you still can rely on your most powerful spells. But again, another complaint I saw previous to the game coming out, or when it just came out, is you can rely on that to go through the entire game. You can, but like any RPG, certain enemies have afflictions, and they have like immunities to stuff, or they're vulnerable to stuff. And if you take advantage of that, it drastically changes how quick you beat those battles.
Yeah. Like you can brute force your way through, but there's probably a better, more efficient way to do it. I gotcha. Okay.
Exactly. Like some people were saying, oh, drop the difficulty because they just become like bullet sponge or damage sponges. Yeah. And they do if you stick to the same thing. But I was dropping it, and I was like, you know what? I don't like dropping, because when you do drop it one difficulty level, it makes the bosses easier if you're doing the same thing, but also makes the regular mobs way too fucking easy. So I turned that. But then if I see that a boss has certain, things that it's vulnerable to or resistant to, I just kind of changed a loadout or spells, and then it felt fine. So it's, it does have that aspect that a lot of people are saying it doesn't have, if you want to play it that way. But yeah, man, I hit a spot that it was just like it was started to get a little more on the darker side, because the first bit, 15 hours to 20, depending on how much side quests you do, it does feel like a after school special, like teen, like fantasy for teens type
Okay.
thing.
Some young adult stuff, some YA.
Exactly.
All right.
Like Rook, the main character,
Yeah.
he comes off as very like making sure everyone gets along and like, but then you have to become pretty stern later on, and the stuff that happens in the narrative kind of it makes sense the way he'd be acting. And a lot of the factions at the beginning, they all come across as like that game, Jason. I can't remember the one that you were talking about where you're like, everyone's like, let's cooperate or let's all be friends or whatever that game
yeah.
was.
Oh God, yes. Yeah.
Like every faction seemed that way. Like every faction's like, oh, we just want to help everybody in the town. We just want to do, and like every single one was like that. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, come on. But then as it goes on, you start finding out that there's some shit happening in these factions that that are not so surface level as being like we're trying to help out everyone. So it does have some good progression and advancement in that aspect, which I like.
Do you end up like, siding with some factions and like pissing off others because of that, or can you be friends with everybody?
It doesn't
cooperate. Jolly cooperation.
You're still kind of jolly cooperating because pretty much everybody in your companions does have an affiliation with one of the main factions, or some of them, or two of them, or some of them with multiple. There was a decision you make kind of early, which actually had one of my companions leave for a while, because you have to make a decision between one city or town versus another. And of course, he's going to be pretty pissed off that I didn't pick his. And he fucked off for a bit, and then he does come back. When he did come back, it did affect his stats. He got stronger, but he wouldn't use any buff spells on me. So
weird. Okay.
Yeah. So if he had like a health spell or something that would like buff my like attack, nope, he wouldn't use it. He just
shit. Okay.
You could not pick him you could not select those. But then after a while, you gain his trust back. But of course, doing like loyalty type missions that you get in all those like BioWare games, and then he will eventually like come back around. Okay. So I haven't totally pissed off a faction or anything like that yet, where it's like in Star Wars, like that kind of level where it's like black and white.
I specifically asked Crystal about that. I'm like, okay, you said faction, and that's like a bad word for me right now. Like, is it a situation where if you're helping one faction, the other one's getting mad? She's like, no, it doesn't really do that. I'm like, okay, good.
You get better,
like Outlaws has ruined the idea of factions for me.
It's not like that. I keep hearing good things over and over again regarding the last act, and how like a lot of your decisions that seem minuscule really become a big deal in the end. So I think I'm probably partway through what would be Act 2, even though it doesn't split the game up into acts. I guess it's what people consider Act 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see then. But it's starting to ramp up, and the stakes are getting more serious and stuff. So it's definitely gotten a lot better for me.
How's the sexy stuff?
I haven't had any yet, so you can romance anyone in the game.
How's the adult side of the game,
right,
Geoff?
I don't know. I can tell
the horny representation.
I can tell you in the options there is an option to turn nudity on or off.
Okay,
so I have not seen any yet.
I saw that.
Besides the fact that you do fight a boss who, at first I thought she was naked and just covered in blood, but now I'm thinking she might have had the skin from her neck down actually torn off, and that was just her flesh. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of gross.
So that's kind of sexy too.
Yeah. I did have, and I like the game did this because you can choose different dialogues, and when it has the heart emoji thing next to it, it's going to do a thing for the romancing option.
A little flirty,
and there is a certain way I'm going with for that. And then I was talking to Tanya because she's playing it too, and she's like, "Oh, who you romancing, whatever." And I told her, I'm like, "Oh, I'm kind of going for a Nev right now," and she's like, "Well, I'm kind of like going for everybody. I'm just picking the heart emotion for everyone." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, go ahead, like,
Geoff, you're such a slut.
This is Tanya, not me.
Oh, okay.
Tanya, slut, Tanya.
No, I'm not going to do that. No, just you.
Yeah,
You. If you did that, you're a slut. Tanya is a wonderful person.
Well, Tanya's like, well, no, I'm just acting like how it'd be me. And like sometimes the loved one is just what I would say in that situation, just to be nice. I'm like, yeah, I know you got a point. I'm going to do that. So I got in a conversation with one of the companions who Tosh. She's the one who's the who wants to be like non-binary. She doesn't really know what she wants to be, and I chose the option with the heart. And I've never done this with any other character before. And I thought, okay, well, that's a nice thing to say, considering what she's telling me right now and whatever. I'm like, okay, this would be the right thing to say. I say it, and then she's big. She is like built, and she basically threw me up against the wall, sniffed me, and then basically said, do you want this to be like more of whatever? Like she got that I was coming on to her or whatever.
She wanted to get sniffed again.
And then I was like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, whoa, we're getting kinky now. Just don't take off my socks, baby, or else this is going. Yeah, this opportunity is going to be lost. So she she does that, and then I'm like, oh no, and then she says, in my language, she says something in her language, and then you're kind of like, well, what is that? She's like, well, one of them means, are you being flirty? And the other one is, are you being serious? Which one is it? And then I was like, oh no, did I like commit to this already? Like, this is what I was going for.
Yep.
But then it gave you the option. It had a heart with a broken heart emoji, and then the other one being like, basically, I just want to be friends. So I picked that one. Then I was like, oh no, is she going to be upset? And she's like, no. She's like, sometimes I just don't read people well. I just wanted to make sure we're cool. So like,
sometimes
okay.
After she threw you against the wall, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some people, I don't usually. Sometimes I don't read people well. I just got you up against the wall.
Against the wall, wow. Straight up, like have her way with me. I'm just like, whoa, she will toss me around.
Are you into aggressive sex? That's the question.
But no, I'm really liking it. It's gone up a couple notches in my I already liked it to begin with, but now I'm like really, really liking it. Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Crystal beat it. So Crystal beat it and immediately started again. So
okay.
So she's doing another playthrough, and she's going back and she's changing all of her choices so she can see all the story. But yeah, she really enjoyed it. But she also played it on. She's not like big on action combat, so she played it on the story mode or whatever. And what at first she was even frustrated with that. She's like, I really don't know what they're trying to tell me to do with all the controls. But about 10 hours in, she was like, oh yeah, I'm fine now. It's all good. So
yeah, it is.
She eventually got used to it. That's what I plan to do after I finish Metaphor. I'm probably going to go back and finish Zelda because I haven't finished that yet, and then I'll go and then I'll flip over to Dragon Age.
The Dragon Age,
because I haven't played through a Dragon Age, man. But you guys are talking about this one, and I'm hoping that it's going to be more up my alley. I'm not sure what it was about the others that really didn't get me, but
I'm surprised you didn't like Origin. I thought for sure you really liked it, but I guess not. I guess, or you didn't play it.
Maybe I'll go back and play it again. What am I kidding? I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I have fond memories of 2 because Chris, you bought it for me, I think, when I was like sick in the hospital or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is, you bought it as like a get well gift or something like that. And I was having a rough time, but that got me through it, man. That got me through it. So I like Dragon Age 2.
Love you, Jason.
Love you,
man.
Love you.
Cool. Anything else, Geoff?
Oh yeah, I got a couple others. Really quickly, I did try Metal Slug Tactics.
Oh, nice. What'd you think?
I enjoyed what I played of it. They need to patch the text in that game on console.
Is it too small? Or
it's tiny.
Damn it.
I was playing it in the bedroom. That's where the Series S is. So I'm much further from the TV in there than I am in the living room. And I was like, it was hard for me to read some of the tutorial stuff and the menus and stuff. I'm just like, so I just kind of went with it, and it seemed pretty cool. I don't know if anything really stands out from other tactics type games other than it's a roguelite. So once you die, you do get put back, but you get all, you can upgrade your shit and stuff and then go back out there and from the beginning of that section or whatever. But yeah, it seemed pretty cool. You got all this synchronization attacks. If you do a certain attack while your allies are close by, they'll all pitch in, so they all take a turn at whooping someone's ass, and they don't have to use their own turn to do it. It animates really well. It definitely looks cool. I definitely will give it more of a shot. I am waiting to see if they patch it though. I was even thinking of I was playing on a Game Pass, but I was like, this would be great on the Switch. But if the Switch version has the same problem, that's going to even be worse on that tiny screen.
Totally.
So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know if it's like that on PC though. PC, I'm not too sure if it's.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm hoping they add a bigger font mode.
Mm-hmm. How's the sexy stuff?
Yes, it's great. You get really up and close with those tanks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really dusty.
Some real good pixelated stuff going on there. Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah, it's so good. The animation on the boobs and is just
right. It's like the jiggle physics.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. Good to hear.
The other game I'm not so proud of.
Oh no.
So remember last week when I said there's no way I'm going to buy Death Stranding to not play it when I already had it on something and didn't play it?
Yes, I do recall.
No, Geoff, what did you do?
My willpower is zero when other people are hyping something up. So not so
who hyped it up? It wasn't us.
Just people on it wasn't you guys. No. People on like Discords or whatever, or like Twitter, just like talking about it. I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm like, okay, well, I'll try to give it a shot. And on I thought I had my plus I didn't renew my plus or whatever, and that's what I had it on. So I'm like, fuck it, it's on sale. So I bought it.
Well, it's $20, right?
And it was $20, yeah, or 25 Canadian.
Right.
Yeah. So I definitely played it more than I did before, and I'm still playing it. It is interesting. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't think you ever will.
No, I don't think so either.
Pretty sure that's par for the course on that game.
I will probably know less about it if I do decide to finish it than I started. Cutscenes are long. So all these Kojima check marks are there. Gameplay is what so far I knew about it, what everyone knows about it. You are basically UPS. You're taking packages from somewhere and delivering them somewhere else.
Kind of stumbling around like, oh jeez, I gotta keep it up right.
Oh my god. So really early, the president of the company, Bridges, dies, and she happens to be your mother in the game that you've kind of distanced yourself from. And one of the missions they give you when you stumble across this faction is you need to deliver her body to a you basically got to cremate her. So because bodies in this world, if they don't get cremated, they're basically nuclear bombs.
You're on a timer essentially. Like they're big bombs, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you got to take her up to this incinerator thing on a mountain, and so you have her attached to your back, sitting in this chair, and she's like all wrapped up and stuff. And I'm sitting there, I'm going like, this is not too bad. I'm like kind of like swaying. I'm like, I'm gonna try to run for a bit, and then I'm running, and then like there's a small hill in front of me, and I'm just like, okay, well, it looks pretty, whatever. I could get down here, and I start going down the hill, and of course, your feet start to give out, and then you start going from side to side. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god, I can't. And then you biff it, and you're going like ass over feet, whatever. And then I just felt so bad. I'm like, it's like the body that you're carrying.
Poor dead mother.
Yeah, exactly. I just was like, what the fuck is this?
You eat shit and fall on your face
so bad. Then I was like, okay, well, let's keep going. I got up there, so I'm interested to see what the multiplayer stuff does, like the whole online stuff, because that seems interesting. I don't know what, because you can pick up other people's shit that they dropped and deliver it to where it needs to go, or you can deliver them in these like parcel container basically that you can build yourself to put stuff in, or other people can, and you put it in there and it gives you like half the experience to do this if you don't want to deliver it all the way, or you can take out other people's shit. And I'm wondering if that's real, other people take it out of there and they go deliver the shit for you, and they get the full amount and you get the half amount. Like I don't really know how that works yet, or if that's just like an arbitrary thing. You just put it in there, you just get half, and it's just random shit for everyone else. I don't know.
Could be. I'm not quite sure, but
yeah, I don't know.
Because there couldn't be a huge player base for this, you know. So I wonder like how the other stuff works, like the building bridges and whatnot, and ladders and shit like that.
That stuff stays there, and you can contribute to building all that stuff. But I think it's permanently there, though. And from what I can tell, I think it's also cross-platform.
Okay.
So,
cool. All right.
So there's definitely people. Glenn's playing it too, Kill9. He said that there are stuff there that is already pre-built from other people and stuff like that. So I don't think I've gotten to that part yet, because from what people have told me is that really opens up a little bit later. I think I'm still in chapter 2, maybe chapter 3. I'm not super far into it by any means. And I don't know. Right now, it is kind of relaxing, honestly. Like when you're walking around, you have sometimes music will start playing. It can get kind of creepy when these BT things are hunting you down. You kind of have to be stealth around them. And I don't have any way to attack them right now. And the baby's just weird, because you have this baby attached to you that is attached. They're basically babies that are taken from a still mother. So basically a pregnant lady who died, and they basically take the baby out, and that's the connection to the death, like to the I guess not the underworld, I guess just to the
other
land of the dead, I guess
down,
the upside down kind of thing. And they give you the ability to kind of see these BTs here and there. But Norman Reedus, he can sense them anyway, and he's got something to do. He doesn't like people touching them. And the rain is called Timefall, and it does something to do. It's so much shit, dude. It's so Kojima, and I don't know. Yeah, but that's Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus, basically, in a nutshell. And we'll see how long I play it for. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to it. If it literally is like, if just going back and forth and doing this for 40 hours, I don't know. It'll all come down to how much the social stuff interests me. If it gets its hooks in or not,
or if the story stuff like kind of clicks a little bit, and it's like I don't know. It could happen. It could happen.
Or I just need to like kind of have my own take on what I think is happening, and just be like, I just need to see what actually happens. Yeah, because I have no fucking clue what's happening. Benicio del Toro's in it, and fucking oh my god, Conan O'Brien apparently is in it.
Yep, he's you get a delivery from him. Yep,
interesting. All right.
Oh, geez.
So that's Stranding. Again, who knows? It's a good palate cleanser in between. Dragon Age playing, just because it's kind of relaxing to kind of just walk around. But yeah, that's it for me. Chris.
The only thing I have left is Metaphor. I'm really not sure how much more I've got, but
probably a lot.
Probably a lot. Well, here's the thing. I'm taking my sweet ass time with this game, apparently, because I'm at like 60 something hours already, and I am at the island, the Mistrati. Is that them?
Oh, oh wow, okay. The first time you go to the island?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! No, you have a long way to go.
I'm gonna end up putting like 150 hours in this game, and I haven't even done anything different.
You're at the part where you got to go to the Dragon Temple. That's the main part there, right?
Well, I did that already. I did the dragon. So I basically have done all but one of the quests at the Mistrati area. So I've already got the character you pick up there. I've already got. I've already finished. How many dungeons were available? There were like 5 or 6 quests available, and I've got one left. And I've got, I think, like, I did the Dragon Temple first. So that was the first thing I did when I got there, because it was evident to me that one of the story beats that was rather evident to me. And then if you know how it like tells you the quests and gives you like essentially a difficulty on the quest.
Yes.
That was actually the lowest one of everything I had. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this first. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Geoff, because goddamn that dungeon. Do you remember the Dragon Temple? Like I kind of hope you do.
I do. It had a bunch of different puzzles in it, right? Like, or doors.
It's super long.
Yes, because you had to open up all the blight parts, right? And you had to get them off the doors each level.
Yeah. So and there's
okay.
like you basically but so here's the thing about this, and obviously I'm not going to go into detail about anything. But there's one story beat that becomes rather evident that they're leaning towards, right? And it's essentially what this world is, and you know,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. So, and when you get into the Dragon God Temple, there's a lot of evidence that is in the temple that is pointing to the history and how the history of this world relates. And like the Sanctus Church is, you know, they think that everything is about them, and this is you know, one of the things they talk about is you know, that the Sanctus Church doesn't really talk about anything previous of X amount of time ago,
something that happened.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of rumors about a calamity that happens, and they don't talk about any of that, right? So that's kind of how that all works. The Dragon God Temple gives you lots of information about that shit. It's really, really cool. Like because you're just finding evidence around the temple, and you like pick something up and they describe it, and it's like
their thoughts of what
looking
things are.
And their thoughts of like what something is, and like it was super, super cool. But this dungeon, this might be the largest dungeon, maybe not the largest, but I spent more time in this dungeon than any dungeon that in any RPG ever that I have played.
It's long, yeah.
It took me 6 hours to explore everything.
Oh my god!
I looked at in every corner. I went through every step. I went through. There's elevators in it. I went through all the elevators and opened up all of the map. It took me 6 hours to get through it, and it was a lot. And you know, during that there was some grinding in there. Like there was a couple of situations where I was grinding to get MP back, because the mage classes will give you MP back. So you find one of those spawning crystals and you're just sitting there and killing stuff to get your MP back. And then there was like one place where it was very ideal for me to grind for levels, because it was also dropping the MP items. So I'm like, all right, so I'll do that. So I probably spent maybe an hour and a half or so doing that kind of shit, but that's still 4.5 hours in this dungeon.
I think that is the longest dungeon in the game, I think, in terms of size. In terms of actual size, there might be ones later that take you longer depending on how fast you do certain things, but it's long.
Like Jason, this dungeon was like 8 or 9 floors, and it's not like floors with a map this big. It's floors with like maps this big. Like it's like it was really big.
It didn't take me even close that long, again, because I played on one below the normal difficulty, but it was still pretty long.
When I got into the dungeon, I was not killing everything in action mode. So by the time I finished the dungeon, there was only one enemy that I had to actually
battle,
and that was the what was it, Manicore? So
you still have a long way to go in terms of the actual main story.
Oh, great! That's great.
Yeah.
But I
get to one really big exposition dump, but it's awesome. It's really good. Some really cool shit happens.
The story hooks are in. Like the story hooks are in. It's got me. And like we've been talking about the music a lot, and I don't know why, but like the music on that island is a jam. I am just digging it. Like a lot of the music has like chanting in it, and I don't know why, but this one hits for me. It really does. But and that's kind of, I was like da di di. Like I was like, this is cool. I like this. I don't know why. It's really good. But and you know, a couple more characters, couple classes got opened up, and you know, I got like really like the mask mechanic, which I thought was really interesting.
That one's cool.
So there's one of the classes is the mask dancer, and you can give the mask dancer class different masks, and
And they sing, and
it
you've
gives
got to
them.
guess like who they are.
Yes, that's right.
There's some washed
But
up celebrities, like
that's the Masked Singer, not the Masked Dancer.
Oh, sorry.
But it gives them different abilities based on which one you're doing. And then I opened up there's a summoner class, which was I'm still trying to figure out, but it basically opens up the ability, like you have the ability to make masks, and you have the ability to make with items you find, you can combine talismans to create the summons that are available. So really, really cool stuff. Really enjoying it. It's as I said, hooks are in. I probably like tomorrow I will probably get off of the island and go to the next area, because I've only got that one dungeon left, and then I'll just blitz through, getting the ranks for the archetypes and stuff like that, and then move on. But I'm putting a lot of effort into trying to get that stuff done as quickly as I can. I've got two of the, what are they called? The Royal Virtues are almost 5 already.
Just honestly, just for time's sake, don't worry about those right now. If you have them forward, the only reason you get those up is they're literally just gating the loyalty
conversation
quests.
items. Yeah.
At 5, you're good to go. I mean, 4, you're pretty much good to go for the entire thing, and you're gonna get so many other opportunities to get a shitload of it. Like, I wasn't really too focused on those, and I maxed them all out well before the end of the game.
Oh, really? Okay,
so
that's good to know.
For anything, if it's going to save you a little bit of time to focus on like progressing, maybe don't worry about those. And unless you're doing one of those things where it's like your only options for the day or the day are to do one of those, then by all means, go for it.
Yeah, I've been prioritizing advancing archetype ranks. So I've got 2 people at 8 already. I've got Huckenberg, or what the hell's her name? Hulkenberg, yeah. And and the ninja. I've got both of them at 8 already. Heisme. And I've got I could probably get scrolled there too. No, just the level, just the ninja. So not the elite one yet. I haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, it's definitely got its hooks in me. I'm going to put a lot of time into it probably tomorrow, since I'm going to have the day off. So it's going to be metaphor day.
I can't wait to talk to you, but we probably won't be able to do it on the show. But once you get past the opera house scene and have all that stuff happen, I want to see what you think.
I know who the last character is that I'm going to get, because I saw a video with them in it. So I'm really curious to see how they end up joining you. At least I think I know the last character, because I haven't unlocked the Berserker class. I think that's the only one that I have left.
Berserker, okay,
gotcha. Like that chain, I don't have that. That's the last chain I have that I haven't opened up yet. And I'm pretty sure I know who it is. I just don't know how they're going to join you. But you can definitely see a contrast between that character and a character that they are with all the time. So we'll see how that all works out. But yeah, it's super good, man. It's super, super good. I'm really glad I bought it.
The story's so good.
Yeah, I really like the writing is on point, man. It's like they do a really good job. I will say that I can't remember her name, the masked dancer. Like she gets on my nerves a little bit. I'm like, you are like
the singer, right?
The singer, yeah, the right. Songstress.
Why can't I forget it? Why do I forget her name?
Jonah or something like
Jonah,
that. Yeah. And like she is just like they basically said, let's find the prissiest girl we can find and make her more prissy. And I'm like, okay, I need you to just kind of tone it down a little bit. And what's interesting is that then you find the next character you find is like kind of the opposite of that. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like you're cool. I like you.
She's great though, because she's kind of like a fish out of water type. Yeah, well, I guess you haven't really experienced that yet because you're still on her island. So
yeah. But
she's funny when you take her off.
I did do the handshake already. She's like, oh, like what is this? Oh, what are you doing? It's like one of those things. Yeah. But yeah, it's super good. Jason, you should get back to it, man. It's super good.
Yeah, I don't know when. Like, I want to do Dragon Age as well. I'm still in that spot where it's like, oh shit, I don't know which one to.
You might be better off doing Dragon Age first, just because of the writing, but at the same time, it's also shorter.
Yeah,
like Metaphor
Dragon Age is shorter, or Metaphor is shorter.
Dragon Age is definitely shorter. I think the Metaphor, if you want to do like not even half the stuff, I think you're looking at like probably 60 hours, probably the minimum.
Shit.
And if you're like me, it's double that.
Yeah, I was higher than that, and I did a lot, but towards the end, I started not doing stuff I felt I didn't
kind of beelining. Yeah,
yeah, and it was still like 80 something hours.
Yeah, it's great though. I love it. That's it for me though.
Cool.
We have anything else today, or is it just games today?
Talking about? There's some no, nothing really.
Well, here's one thing I'll put out there just for the heck of it. I'll put this out there. I did see that I don't know if they're doing this like what they're going to do in Canada, but for the US, it looks like Sony is going to be selling the digital PS5 Slim for $380. Coming pretty soon.
Is that good? So, I don't even know.
It's $450 normally. Okay. Remember
so it's the old price it was before they raised the price?
It's $20 off the old price.
Okay.
But yeah, from what I haven't seen anything about the disk drive system, so I don't know if that's going to change at all. But yeah, they are doing that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of over Black Friday. I don't really do much with it anymore. I don't know if you guys do, but
I have I've gotten like 3 vinyl box sets. Jesus Christ. on Black Friday sales. Jesus Christ. Like early Black Friday sales. Oh my God. Was
Bayonetta one of them, or did you already had that one?
Yeah, Bayonetta is one of them. Mass Effect, Monster Hunter Worlds, and shit, what was the last one?
He's got he turns around, he's got like a stack of vinyls behind him that he just bought.
There we go. Celeste. Yeah, there you go. There we go.
Oh man. Yeah. They have a vinyl for Celeste? Wow.
This is a 6LP one. They've got a bunch of vinyls.
Wow.
Is there even that much music in that?
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah. Between the B-sides and like all the remixes and shit. Oh god, yes.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, there's
nice. All right. Well, gents, I think that's a show then.
Cool. All right.
Good stuff. Thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us and like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube. All those things help us out a lot.
I will.
And we very much appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Definitely do that. Awesome. interactivedistractions.com will lead you to our Linktree, and that will lead you to our Discord. And if you are interested in supporting us, it will also lead you to our Patreon. And I think that's about it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next time.